Operation Peer Support, OPS, News. California International Marathon brings first-time experiences for blinded veterans by Tim Hornick. This article has one photo of Joe Burns, past president of BVA and honorary member of the board, dressed in a Marine exercise shirt posing with his sighted guide. Since 2007, the California International Marathons, CIM, Blind Division, unites blinded runners and volunteers from around the world. The CIM's Blind Division is coordinated by Richard Hunter, a blinded Marine, who inspires thousands of blinded athletes and sighted guides to try blind running. Richard and the CIM empowers blinded veterans to establish new goals for fitness and integrate adaptive sports into their lives. In total, 51 visually impaired runners and nearly 75 volunteers and sighted guides made the event possible. Of the blind runners, 12 are veterans, 4 of whom ran the entire marathon. 1 came from the Blinded Veterans of the United Kingdom, and 6 were above the age of 64. Through this diversity, the CIM featured 2 unique first-time experiences. One of these involved the first-ever older blinded veteran relay teams. The 2 relay teams demonstrated that age and running abilities should not prevent participation. Team members and race results were as follows. Blinded Veterans Team 1. Finish, 5 hours, 45 minutes, 54 seconds. Romero Contreras, California. Steve Hoffheimer, Florida. Doug Money, California, and Robert Dale Stamper of Idaho. Blinded Veterans Team 2, finish time 5 hours, 26 minutes, 11 seconds. Dave Begoni, Florida, Joe Burns, Louisiana, Will Lopez, Texas, Tom Monroe, Colorado. Richard Hunter believes participation only requires one's willingness to challenge themselves to run or walk the distance. For example, Steve Hoffheimer invited Joe Burns to be a part of the team. If not for their bonds of friendship starting when they first met in Vietnam, Joe may not have volunteered. However, he remarked, "I was even more excited when he said walkers were welcome." Unquote. The key to completing these types of events involves understanding your capabilities and setting a reasonable training plan. Joe recalled his previous experience when training for his 15 marathons. He stated that he set about preparing to do it. My training schedule was modeled after my running days. I tried to do at least 5 miles a day with 1 day devoted to speed work and 1 day off. My goal was to average 15 minutes a mile." End quote. Remaining devoted to this plan, Joe completed his 10K leg with a time of 1 hour, 33 minutes. The second first-time experience at the 2017 CIM proves the importance of the BVA's Project Gemini. Darren Blanks is a member of the Blinded Veterans of the United Kingdom, BVUK. After losing his sight several years ago, he felt a drive to restore his independence through blind running. Over the last couple of years, he embarked upon a goal to run for BVUK at events like the London Marathon and many local races. After participating during the 2017 Project Gemini Exchange, his friendship with Kathy Champion enabled him to connect with Richard Hunter. This simple exchange provided Darren with the opportunity to not only crush the CIM with a full marathon time of 3 hours, 32 minutes, and 26 seconds, but qualify for the Boston Marathon. The visual impairment portion of CIM would not have been possible without the efforts of the volunteers, sighted guides, and Richard Hunter. The CIM deeply touches all those involved. For ophthalmologist Dr. Vincent Howe, he tearfully thanked each of the Vietnam veterans. Dr. Howe's mother was pregnant with him while she boarded the boats during the fall of Saigon. Similarly, Dr. Joanne Helmus, an optometrist, stated, "The chance to be a guide runner has been the best CIM experience for me. While I've run nearly 70 marathons or ultras and paced other runners in many conditions and distances, connecting with other people through our shared enjoyment of running is the most significant aspect of running for me. Being a guide runner allows me to do that. Guiding is especially fulfilling because I know for sure that my runner would not reach his goal without my assistance." End quote. As the blind division of the CIM demonstrates, we each must view adaptive sporting and recreational programs as more than hobbies. These programs need to become a part of rehabilitation goals, regional group activities, and even our own fitness goals. The resulting benefits include providing the tools needed to combat obesity, promote disability acceptance, forge lasting community bonds, and support awareness about the Blinded Veterans Association and our mission. Operation Peer Support Annual Deer Hunt by Don Bickham. This article includes 2 photos. The first photo is of BVA members, left to right, Scott Stingley, Dale Smith Jr., and Dale Smith Sr., kneeling on the ground after a successful hunt. The second photo is of BVA members, left to right, Brian Harris, Scott Goodman, Eric Martz, and Scott Stingley posing for the camera in a group shot. We're happy to announce that participants in this year's fall deer hunt were successful. All of these veterans are members of the Blinded Veterans Association, BVA, and we're excited to have the opportunity to participate in the event. This year, the team at Heroes New Hope Foundation have been working with a new scope that allowed more flexibility for the veterans. Heroes New Hope Foundation, with the support of the BVA's Operation Peer Support, OPS, organized an all-inclusive deer hunting trip for blinded veterans during the last week of November. This event hosted 4 blinded veterans for an all-inclusive deer hunt, which included travel, lodging, license fees, tags, and meals. All attendees had a professional guide to assist them in all aspects of the event. The attendees included Don Bickham, Florida, Dale Smith of New Mexico, Eric Martz of Minnesota, and Brian Harris, Chicago. Following are a few comments from our hunters. Quote, "My appreciation and thankfulness to you and all of the volunteers and supporters of Heroes New Hope that provided such an awesome experience on my deer hunt. Not only did I get my first deer ever, a 7-pointer, but this was the first time I have not experienced any pain in cold weather or other concerns. I told my primary care doctor to find out if she could write a prescription and let the VA pay for it, and they might save money on medication." End quote. Another quote, "It was not just the hunt that made the whole experience so memorable and therapeutic. Everyone that was involved showed love, dedication, and commitment to making sure we were okay and checking if we needed anything." End quote. Another, "I had Uncle Darrell and Mick as my guides, and I must say they have to be the best hunters in Indiana. Laugh out loud." End quote. And another, "If someone had told me I could shoot a deer that I couldn't touch in front of me, I would have thought no way in heck I could. The experience humbled me, and besides knowing that I can do something that was impossible for me, my whole world has changed." End quote. Again, thanks to Scott Goodman, president of the foundation, and all the great people of Heroes New Hope Foundation. OPS announces Blind Appalachian Trail event. Blind Appalachian Trail, BAT, program is run by the Blinded Veterans Association Operation Peer Support, BVA OPS, to get visually impaired veterans of various abilities out to experience the Appalachian Trail. Participants complete sections of the trail over time, around specific dates to memorialize great military accomplishments that represent the freedom gained by overcoming our adversaries. The idea is to allow participants the opportunity to overcome their own adversaries due to their injuries, as well as raise awareness and understanding among the general public and among those who face similar challenges. Our first mission will begin in June of 2018. American and British blind veterans will trek the Georgia section of the Appalachian Trail. Supported by guides and local communities, the international expedition will travel 75-plus miles over rugged and rocky terrain, reaching elevations of 4,400 feet from the Georgia border at Bly Gap to Springer Mountain. The veterans who will participate in this hike are motivated, dedicated, and driven to memorialize the June 6, 1944 Allied invasion of Normandy, France. During their trek, the team members will discuss important historical facts and history of the June 1944 invasion, all the while remembering those honorable service members who came before them. For more information about the trail event and the day's activities on site, please visit www.blindat.org.